Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Tsukihime. When last we left off, we had a sad conversation with Hisui, I believe. It's been a bit since I've played. I apologize. I haven't played, as a matter of fact, since before Christmas. Like the 24th, Christmas Eve, was the last day I recorded. Yeah. And I've also been playing, was it Totino, Yumi and her, recently, like the last couple days. So I'm kind of have that on the brain as well. So I apologize if it takes me a minute to get back into it. But it should only take me a minute. It should. And I also apologize in advance for any sniffling I forget to mute or cut out or whatever. My allergies were really bad today for the past few days, actually, for some reason. Not quite sure why, but I feel cruddy. But I still really want to record. I don't like getting too behind in recording. Anyway, enough waffling on and wasting time. Let's get back into it, shall we? There isn't anyone in the sitting room. Neither Akiya, who usually has already finished eating by now, nor Hisui, who stands like a statue by the wall, are there. Good morning, Shiki-san. You're up early today again? Yeah, morning, Kohaku-san. Greeting her, I glance around the sitting room. It bothers me that they're not there. Kohaku-san, has Akiya recovered since then? Yes, she's healthy now, so there's nothing to worry about. But she is still feeling a bit tired, so she will be resting today. I see. Thank goodness it was nothing too bad. Yes, maybe you should go and see her. She probably wouldn't want you to see her when she just woke up, so she'll probably throw a pillow at you. Kohaku-san tells me indirectly to go have a fight with Akiya. Certainly, seeing Akiya panic so much that she would throw a pillow at me sounds fun. You know, soon's gonna soon. Or soon. Don't forget to pronounce the T. Me. But after seeing that dream, I just don't think I can face her. No, I don't think I will. I don't feel good today, so I don't have the strength to fight her. I see. Akiya-sama also said that you don't have to worry too much about her, so you go to school as usual. Oh, Shiki-san. Did you do something to Hisui-chan? She stares. With a smile, Kohaku-san asks such a thing. Hisui-chan said she could not possibly see you today, so she locked herself up in her room. Something must have really happened in order to make her skip work like that, Shiki-san. Kohaku-san laughs with a frightening smile. Without a doubt, she must think I did something horrible to Hisui. What? I didn't do anything. If anything, she's the one that scolded me. Hisui-chan scolded you? No, well, that's not it. It's just... She told me I shouldn't be too persistent over small things. Hisui-chan is doing some weird things. But I'm relieved. I was worried that you were going to be like Makihisa-sama. Huh? Like my old man? How? That's a loaded statement and a half. Jeez. Kohaku-san looks away like she didn't mean to say that. And then no, it isn't anything. It's a trivial matter, so please do not worry about it. Hey, Kohaku-san. It makes me more curious if you say it like that. As revenge for before, I stare at her. Ellipses. I understand. We keep this a secret from Akiya-sama and Hisui-chan. It isn't too good to speak about Makihisa-sama. There isn't anything to hide about my old man, is there? Oh God, if only you knew. Well, no, but it isn't a good story to talk about. Don't you remember, Shiki-san? About Makihisa-sama's manic depression? Manic depression? Metal Gear. Sorry. I should replay Metal Gear, because it's been a long while since I've played any of them. Manic depression means that someone changes mood all of a sudden, from extreme happiness to utter despair, and vice versa. Yeah, well, I guess he was like that. He was very kind when he was kind, but he would get extremely angry over little things when he was in a bad mood. Yes, but it was still alright when you were here. But after you were adopted by the Arima family, his condition grew a lot worse. He would yell at Akiya-sama for no reason and often abuse Hisui-chan. Wait a minute. I know my old man was strict, but he would never do such a... Like I said, it is after you left, Shiki-san. Day by day, Makihisa-sama's manic depression worsened. It was so bad, it was like having two different personalities rather than having manic depression. He would be sent off by the littlest things, but after he calmed down, he wouldn't even remember what he did. During that time, I was taking care of him, and Makihisa-sama told me. I have a violent me within myself. I cannot suppress it with my normal self, and when it appears, I go to sleep. Without reason, I want to destroy everything I see. Back then, it felt like I was watching a bad dream. Makihisa-sama passed away from illness, but the illness was worsened by the illness in his mind. Mental illnesses are a very difficult thing. So I worried, thinking that you might have inherited some of that characteristic. It seems that everyone in the Tono family has some sort of illness. But I guess I was worrying for no reason in your case. Because your illness is anemia, right? It's not like you can't control yourself like Makihisa-sama. Thank goodness, Kohaku-san smiles at me. This is a very interesting scene, grand scheme of things. Yeah, I didn't catch this my first time. And I don't know why. This was the final route that I played. Of course, I think you have to play all the others to get to this one, as a matter of fact. But I didn't catch on, and I don't know why, and I don't know how, but I didn't. And reading this through again, there's a lot going on in this scene. No. I can't do it like that. I can't feel relieved and smile. Last night's dream, my lust over Akiya, watching a dream of killing people as if it was only natural, the insane Tonoshiki. It's already this late. I'll go prepare breakfast now. Kohaku-san disappears towards the dining room. I can only stare at her in shock. I ate breakfast, but I didn't taste anything. Sorry about the pause, I was drinking my drink. What Kohaku-san said about my old man kept circling in my head, and before I knew it, I was at the gate in front of the mansion. Shiki-san, you didn't forget anything? Hisui-chan is in her room, and Kohaku-san says... Hisui-chan is still in her room, Kohaku-san says as she sends me off. Geez, Shiki-san, the weather is so nice today, so you have to cheer up. I can't get you off when you look like that. Can't send you off when you look like that. Sorry, I've taken medicine and it's kind of... yeah. You're right. Sorry, I was just thinking about some things. Giving my head a little shake, I banish the shadows in my mind. Now that's more like the normal Shiki-san. Yes, I can relax now. That's odd. Seeing that smile, I really do feel better. Goodbye, Shiki-san. I'll be waiting for your return. Kohaku-san bows. With that, all of my worries seem to disappear. Thanks, Kohaku-san. I feel better already. Yes? A bright face suits you better, Shiki-san. Thanks. Well, I'm off, Kohaku-san. Thanking her from the bottom of my heart, I run down the road to school. And that's the last of my tea. Oh well. I arrive in the classroom with more spare time than usual. Arihiko is late as usual, so I can wait quietly for homeroom. I decide to sit in my desk in the noisy classroom and wait for the teacher. The day passes without any trouble. You know, this still, and I don't know what just made me think of it because I haven't played the game in goddamn years. It reminds me of the classroom in Fate Extra on PSP. It was Fate Extra on PSP, right? I can't remember. The one where you have, where you have the choice of your servant with Sabercaster and Archer. I was going to say who Saber was, but that would be kind of spoilery for that, and I'd rather not do. I don't know. Just for some reason, that popped into my head with this background image. I'm not sure why. Not sure if there was overlap or it was made to look similar to this, or just happenstance, or just the way memory works. Oh well. Maybe he went on a trip. Arihiko didn't show up. Actually, just thinking about it, Fate Extra was the first Fate thing I ever played. I guess that's technically not true. No. Actually, I played Fate Extra because I was looking for an RPG to play on PSP, and I downloaded it, and that's actually what got me to the Fate series. I was going to say I actually got Fate Stay Night downloaded first, but didn't play it. But no, Fate Extra was what got me into the Fate series. Huh. The more you remember. Maybe Arihiko didn't show up. Trip isn't a metaphor or anything. He does have this strange habit of spontaneously taking trips. It isn't anything cool like roaming the country on a motorcycle. He goes on sightseeing tours on weekdays with old people. It actually sounds fun. I like sightseeing like a tourist. It's fun. Especially if you act like a fucking dumb tourist. Shit's funny, especially if you live there. Jeez. I've known this since elementary school, but I've never completely understood his hobbies. Although I probably couldn't exactly fit in on a bus full of a sightseeing tour for old people. Although it depends on how old they are, I guess. Because like I could fit in with a 60s crowd or a 70s crowd, but like that's not that old. If they were like adults in the 60s or 70s, I could fit in with them more or less. I'm a bit more goth than that. Oh well. I arrive at the mansion. What I didn't think about at school comes back into my mind. What Kohaku-san said about my old man's split personalities. The hereditary illness of the Tono family. Like Hisui said, ever since I came back, there's been something wrong with me. It feels like my memories are vague about something. Like Kohaku-san said, I don't think I'm like my old man. But ever since I came back to this mansion, I no longer have full confidence in myself as Tonoshiki. Was my old man really that crazy? I do have a vague memory like that, but I can't say for sure. I understand that it's stupid to me even be troubled by it. But still, I should probably know about the Tono family. I'm back. I call out, but there's no response. Akiya is probably still resting in her room. Kohaku-san and Hisui are probably doing their jobs right now. Well then, come to think of it, this might be a good opportunity. Oh, we get a choice. Which means I'm actually going to drink a bit of water. I'm not going to end this episode. This is way too short. If it was like, 5 minutes later, I would, but not now. But my tea is dead. I have killed it, and now I drink water. Delicious, delicious water. This has a couple of options here. Choosing the choice that I'm going to choose, you get a flag, and choosing the choice I'm not going to choose, you don't get a flag. I would like a flag because it gives us an extra scene later. So an extra scene is an extra scene, and more Tsukihime is rarely a bad thing. So let's go and see Kohaku-san. Actually, just realized I might have to check my OBS settings. It doesn't matter if you can see my mouse. Oh well. Go and see Kohaku-san. Gives us a flag. Flag R if you're curious. I'll go ask Kohaku-san. Oh, and if you're curious as to why, other than the, extra scene, I think it's an extra scene. Hell, it might be just in place of scene, I'm not sure. But, it's Kohaku's route. We should go see Kohaku. We don't get many options to do that. She doesn't have a lot of choices in her route. She seemed pretty knowledgeable about all these things this morning. I don't think Kohaku would want to talk about it, or Akiya would want to talk about it, and searching my old man's room would take time. I'll probably have the best luck with Kohaku-san. She's probably sweeping in the back. I enter the courtyard. I don't see her anywhere. I glance around. Then, for just an instant, I see the color of her kimono in the forest. Is there anything to clean over there? There isn't anything over there. I played in that forest as a child, so I would remember. I used to play a lot in that direction, so over there... What was that? There should be nothing there. But there's something odd about that. If there's nothing there, then why? Did this garden-like area hold some special significance to me? Ouch. I get a light headache. After a little debate with myself, I follow after Kohaku-san. Deep in the forest, there is another mansion. Detached, I suppose. Deep within the trees, it seems hidden from sight from the main building of the mansion. No way. My heart convulses. This is the first time I've seen it, but it seems horribly familiar, and I start to get dizzy. Kohaku-san went inside. I don't remember this detached building is. I just have a bad feeling about all of this, and I don't want to go inside. But it would be pretty stupid if I came all the way here, only to go back, so I force myself to continue. I walk around inside. It's a little run down here and there, probably because it hasn't been used in years. But it seems like someone may have been doing maintenance because it isn't dirty. Kohaku-san is probably in the Japanese-style room in the back. I absent-mindedly think that aloud and walk towards the room. This is all so familiar. The smell of tatami fills the small room. Huh? Shiki-san? Why did you come here? Kohaku-san tilts her head in surprise. I wanted to ask you something, so I followed you here. Strangely enough, I respond calmly. A talk with me? Yeah. I wanted to talk more about this morning. If this isn't a good place, should we go to the courtyard? I look up to the ceiling. It is almost sunset, so it'll get dark soon. The light in this room probably doesn't work, so we should head somewhere else. Miki-san, if you want to talk about that, then here is probably better. If we go back to the mansion, we might run into Akiya-sama, and will not be able to talk about Makihisa-sama. That's right. She'll probably see us. But Kohaku-san, I don't like keeping things secret from Akiya. That is a little difficult. Akiya-sama does not like talking about Makihisa-sama. So if you wish to continue our talk from this morning, then we have to do it where Akiya will not overhear us. Does that mean we have to keep it a secret from Akiya? Yes, a secret between me and you, Shiki-san. We can't let Akiya-sama or Hisui-chan know about it. Kohaku-san smiles like she's having a lot of fun. Well, having a secret just between us does seem a little exciting, but Kohaku-san, the sun is almost setting. We can't talk here, right? Not at all. This building is still maintained at a level for people to live in, so it has futons already prepared and electricity. Really? But this place hasn't been used for a while, right? Why is it maintained like that? Let's see, maybe Akiya-sama is just fond of this place. Long time ago, this was where Makihisa-sama's adopted child used to live. Huh? Makihisa, my old man, adopted a child a long time ago? Wait a sec, Kohaku-san. My old man adopted a child? Oh, you don't remember? About 10 years ago, he brought a child here. His parents both died in an accident, so he adopted the child. That happened? Yes, but 2 years later, the child passed away. It was a trivial accident, but a lot of servants began to say that the Tono family was cursed. Wait a minute. Something about her words seems scary. Just hearing them, my vision starts to warp. It was as if the room was made completely of dissolving sugar. Kohaku-san. A child, adopted 10 years ago. 2 years later, the child died. In other words, 8 years ago, that's when I had my accident and was sent to the hospital. Accident. What kind of accident was it? An accident that seriously wounded me? An accident that the adopted child was killed in? A hot summer day. I can't remember. All I know is at that time my arms seemed to be soaked in blood. Kohaku-san, you said cursed. No, it isn't anything that important. It is just that a lot of members of the Tono family have died young. Such as in accidents or suicide or illness, a curse that does not allow them a natural death. Well, that was the rumor anyway. Suicide? What? Some members of the Tono family, like Makihisa-sama, carried mental illnesses and committed suicide when they became adults. These are just rumors, but it said some of them were murderers before the war. What war? Thinking about it, this takes place in, I think, this was written in, 99 or 2000. Released in, I think, 2000. I've looked that up and forgotten every single time. So the only words that I could think of would be, recent memory would be, was it the Gulf Wars in the early 90s? Vietnam through, from the 60s into the 70s, and I don't remember when we left Vietnam. It's probably referring to World War II, if I were to guess, or possibly the Sino-Japanese War, but I'm not certain of that, just on the time frame. But that was, even when this was released, that would have been, God, start of World War II would have been 60 years before. Sino-Japanese War would have been almost 70 years before this, I believe. Oh well. Doesn't matter. I'm thinking too much into the history of real world history. Maybe it was the Major War. No, there was no Major Wars, right? Fuck, I don't know enough about the Fate universe to say that with conviction. Oh, mental illness, murderers, such as seeing dreams of killing people, such as my memory being extremely vague. Kohaku-san, that... Oh, I'm very sorry. Those are just dark rumors about the Tono family. No, that's fine. That is what I wanted to ask about. If you don't mind, can you continue? About Makihisa-sama? Her tone lowers. Yeah. I nod. Kohaku-san lowers her eyes and then looks directly at me. Shiki-san? We spoke about it this morning, but I took care of Makihisa-sama's condition 2 years before he passed away. While you were living with the Arima family, Makihisa-sama would become very depressed at times, and I would have to prepare his medicine. Wait, you said it this morning too, but was he that bad that he had to take medicine? Yes. It would not be uncommon for him to walk into the garden at night and kill the pet dogs or cats and hurt his own body. And then when the night was over, he wouldn't remember a thing, only thinking that it was strange that his hands were painted in blood. What is this? That's pretty much crazy. As crazy as I am in my dreams. No, that is backwards. Am I crazy just like my old man? Yuki-san, I hear Kohaku-san's voice. I don't know when it happened, but I'm on my knees on the tatami floor. Shiki-san, you look terrible. If you're feeling poorly, you should rest in your room. Kohaku-san says this as she grabs my shoulder. With her help, I can stand. Yeah, I'm fine, so... I'm somehow able to focus again. But I'm still dizzy. Swirling red and black. My vision strobes between blood and night. The darkness brought about by my anemia now turns into just one sheet of red. Red, reminiscent of blood. The ease with which I bit the neck of the dead body in last night's dream. It slides down my throat, the taste of warm blood. Thud. Somehow, I understand that was the sound of my body hitting the floor. Shiki-san? Kohaku-san dashes towards me. Wasn't she just holding you up? Well, and anyway. Shiki-san, are you in pain? Shiki-san? No, it doesn't hurt. I want to tell her, but my consciousness is fading. I can't speak. I can't even move a finger. It seems that if I exert myself even the slightest bit, I'll completely lose consciousness. Collapsed on the floor, I try as hard as I can to resist the coming darkness. Don't strain yourself. Please lie down. Kohaku-san speaks to me. She slides me over. With one hand holding my head, Kohaku-san slides a pillow underneath me. Please relax. This will help the blood to flow, right? Her voice sounds so close. I piece together my situation. It seems I am resting on her lap. And I think this is where I'm going to end off this episode. we finished, or we were resting on her lap, and maybe we still are, but next time, I think maybe we'll get a little bit more quality time with Kohaku, and maybe she'll expand more upon the past that she has told us about, that Shiki has no memory of, or maybe we'll just, get to lay on her lap until we both die of old age, and, that would be nice too. I kid. Anyway, I hope to see you all next time.